Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Bible. That's right, we're reading the book of John out, chapter each week, and now it's time for chapter 2. Once again, I'll say the same thing of, if this isn't your sort of thing and you're not willing to give it a go, that's absolutely fine, and I hope that you continue to enjoy all the other things that go on my channel, and if you're willing to have a listen, tune in, we'll put the fire back on and let's sit back and relax as we read chapter 2. It's quite a short one, so it won't take very long this week. 2 days later, Jesus' mother was a guest at a wedding in the village of Cana in Galilee, and Jesus and his disciples were invited too. The wine supply ran out during the festivities, and Jesus' mother came to him with the problem. "I can't help you now," he said. "It isn't yet time for my miracles." But his mother told the servants, "Do whatever he tells you to." 6 stone water pots were standing there. They were used for Jewish ceremonial purposes, and held perhaps 20 to 30 gallons each. Then Jesus told the servants to fill each to the brim with water. When this was done, he said, "Dip some out and take it to the master of ceremonies." When the master of ceremonies tasted the water that was now wine, not knowing where it had come from, though of course the servants did, he called the bridegroom over. "This is wonderful stuff," he said. "You're different from most. Usually the host uses the best wine first, and afterwards, when everyone is drunk and doesn't care, he then brings out the less expensive brands, but you have kept the best for the last." This miracle at Cana in Galilee was Jesus' first public demonstration of his heaven-sent power, and his disciples believed that he really was the Messiah. After the wedding, he left for Capernaum for a few days with his mother, brother, and disciples. Then it was time for the annual Jewish Passover celebration, and Jesus went to Jerusalem. In the temple area, he saw merchants selling cattle, sheep, and doves for sacrifice, and money changers behind their counters. And so Jesus made a whip from some ropes, and chased them all out, and drove out the sheep and oxen, scattering the money changers' coins all over the floor and turning over the tables. Then, going over to the men selling doves, he told them, "Get these things out of here. Don't turn my Father's house into a marketplace." Then his disciples remembered this prophecy from the Scriptures. "Concern for God's house will be my undoing." "What right do you have to order them out?" the Jewish leaders demanded. "If you have this authority from God, show us a miracle to prove it." "All right," Jesus replied. "This is the miracle I will do for you. Destroy this sanctuary, and in 3 days I will raise it up." "What?" they exclaimed. "It took 46 years to build this temple, and you can do it in 3 days?" But by this sanctuary he meant his body. After he came back to life again, the disciples remembered his saying this, and what he had quoted from the Scriptures really did refer to him, and had all come true. Because of the miracles he did in Jerusalem at the Passover celebration, many people were convinced that he was indeed the Messiah. But Jesus didn't trust them, for he knew mankind to the core. No one needed to tell him how changeable human nature is. And thus concludes John 2. Short and sweet. Jesus cracking out the whip and whipping it good. So I hope that you enjoyed and continue to learn as much as you can. We'll be back next week with John 3. But as for tomorrow and all the other days, we'll continue to have XCOM and Word Rescue and Martian Dreams and all the other classic stuff that we have going here at KonfluxGames. Thank you for listening, and God bless.